Good morning on another Monday. Happy Monday to you as I do my little reflection. And once again, I have a title for my reflection this morning. A couple of weeks ago, I did a reflection called Ode to Peaches. This week, it's going to be Ode to Wild Blackberries. So I was out in the country on Friday, and wild blackberries are on the Himalayan blackberries, and they are so abundant this year. In the area that I was picking, I've never seen them quite as thick as they were. It was this huge bank of blackberries, and they were so laden down with berries that the vines themselves had collapsed, and you could just the weight of all those berries. And the berries were big and juicy and just solid berries. So I've always said that if you're going to pick wild blackberries, you need to find a patch where you can pick at eye level so you're not bending over or reaching up, and they need to be in the shade. And they were so good. You bite into it. Some of them were as big as your thumb, and they were juicy with great big nodules on them and that wonderful wild blackberry flavor. True abundance. So I mention all of this partly because I really like blackberries, but partly because, as with peaches, I think these blackberries are one more sacramental. They're a gift from God reminding us of His incredible abundance to us. And one of the scripture passages that has always meant a lot to me is John 10:10. I have come to bring life and bring it in its abundance. I've mentioned before a number of times that passage is so important for me because when I was struggling before I became, as a seminarian, but before I became ordained as a priest, part of my struggle was trusting that as I made this commitment, especially to celibacy and to not having a wife and a family, which is what I'd always dreamed of having, that it would just be so empty and so lonely. And I just received in kind of an inspiration this passage from John 10:10, reminding me that if God is calling me to this, He's calling me to an abundant life. It doesn't mean that there won't be challenges and difficulties, but it's going to be an abundant life. And I can attest to you, as I think you can tell by my ongoing smiles, this life has been very full. After 37 years of being a priest now, I can say it's incredibly rich. And the blackberries are a reminder to me of this abundance that God has for each one of us, wherever we are in our lives. And if I can just add a little parenthesis around that, it would be this. The blackberries might be abundant, but they also come with thorns. And isn't that the nature of human life? That we have to live this side of the kingdom where the best things, the huge abundance that God gives us, frankly, also comes with some thorns along the way that we have to work around to get at the good stuff. But when we finally get to eternity, all of that will go away and we'll have only the abundance and no more thorns left. God bless you for a good week.